Hi, I'm attorney Greg Dell, and today Cesar, Gavidia, and I are going to discuss about monthly claim handling and why it's important to have an attorney work with you if you're receiving benefits, whether it's short-term or long-term disability insurance benefits from a disability carrier. So Cesar, I know you represent multiple clients with their ongoing claim, and what do you see as the biggest value in having an attorney or an advocate to help you communicate with the disability insurance carrier?
Well, Greg, disability claims are a lot about time, or very much about timing. So these insurance companies, when they put you on claim with them, they're going to still continue requesting certain things of you. It doesn't end just because they've determined you're disabled. This is a monthly benefit, okay, that they pay on an ongoing basis, but you got to meet the terms and conditions. You have to still continue to meet the terms and conditions of the policy. So how do they determine that? They ask for monthly updates, and sometimes they may slow down the frequency to quarterly or semi-annually, but at least in the very beginning it's going to be monthly. And what's important about that is that you're making certain representations to the insurance company. They're going to be asking very specific questions about your medical condition, how it's affecting your continuing ability to function and continuing ability to perform those occupational duties. So it's about consistency of those representations, consistency of what you're telling them. And you could surely bet that these insurance companies have a certain timeline in place for various conditions. So they're waiting to see what's happening as you get closer to that deadline in their guidebook.
Yeah, I think they call it the duration of disability.
Right.
So for every claim, they figure, if you have back surgery, you should be back to work within 6 months. If you have osteoarthritis and you have a flare-up, you're going to be back in 2 months. Right. So, and they have all those guidelines. But so what is it generally that you do when you're representing a claimant on the ongoing claim handling basis?
Well, if the insurance company's requested claim forms and attending physician forms to be completed, what we generally do is we go through those forms together with the claimant. Okay, we make sure that what they're representing to the insurance company on those forms is consistent, and that it is what's actually occurring in their claim. Okay, and that they're representing that to the insurance company in the best way. And with the doctors, those forms are completed by the physicians themselves. So when we get those forms and we review them, we want to make sure that there aren't necessarily any red flags there that may be, that may make the insurance company look at the claim and consider perhaps what's going on here. Maybe we need to talk to the doctor, or maybe we need to discontinue paying this claim.
And we always have those doctors send the forms to us first before they go to the company.
Yeah, I do not feel comfortable with the communication being one-on-one with the physician and the insurance company.
Right.
The insurance company has certain interests in mind. They want to try to limit the claim as much as they can. And one way they do that is by sometimes getting your doctor to turn on you. Okay, even if the doctor doesn't intend to do anything malicious or harmful or intend for your benefits to be cut off, they could say something, they could represent something, and the next thing you know, your benefits are cut off.
Right. I think what's great about the monthly claim handling that we offer is that we basically put a wall up between the claimant and the disability insurance company, and it's a good wall in the sense that the disability insurance company can't just call the claimant and say, start talking to them or start asking them for things that they're not necessarily entitled to give, or catch the claimant off guard where the claimant doesn't know, should I say this, should I not say this, can I do this, can I not do that? And claimants get nervous. And then the claimants also, all the mail comes to our office, so the claimants don't have to worry about every time they open the envelope, what do they want now? Is it going to be a denial letter? Is it going to be some ridiculous request? Everything comes to us. We make sure as to what they need, what they should be giving to disability carrier, and telling them things that they don't have to give to the disability carrier. And I think that's real important, because I know every claimant I speak to, nobody feels comfortable that their company's going to keep paying them. They always feel this level of nervousness, anxiety, fear that the disability company is either going to deny them, looking to deny them, or has some kind of bad intention. And you know what? Unfortunately, the claimant's often right, that that's how the company is acting. So I know another thing that we do regularly is review medical records and request those fairly often from the treating doctors. Why do you think that's important?
The insurance company is going to look at anything and everything to try to limit the claim, as I said before. So the medical records are what the doctor takes down at the time, notes down at the time that the claimant or the patient goes in to see them, or soon thereafter.
Right.
Okay, so perhaps he's making those notes to the best of his recollection of a visit that occurred earlier that morning, or even sometimes the day before. Okay, so sometimes those notes are incomplete. Sometimes there's certain things being represented in those notes that's going to cause a red flag to go up for the insurance company. So it's absolutely crucial to review those records periodically, frequently really, to make sure that there aren't any type of red flags that could go up or smoke signals that could go up that the insurance company could look at and say, oh, wait a second, the medical records don't support the disability claim any longer. So there isn't evidence there, so we're going to cut the claim.
Right, so you want to catch that problem by reviewing the medical records beforehand, because we know often the disability insurance company, they're just going to review the records, and if they see one thing in there they think no longer supports disability, they're going to jump all over it and use it as a basis to deny a claim. So I agree, it is so important to review those records and eliminate any types of issues. Also, doctors are so busy. You know, you go in there and you tell them one thing, they write down something else, or they don't write down your complaints, and then the insurance company gets the medical records and they go, well, the doctor said you were okay, or the doctor didn't say you had these restrictions or limitations anymore. So not only do we review those, try to modify those records, try to get them supplemented, but we also work with every claimant to say, you got to make sure you tell the doctor A, B, C, D, and E, and you got to make sure this is in that doctor's records in order to protect yourself.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen medical records say, you know, the claimant is well groomed, they're doing well, they present themselves here today, and it seems like their problems are, you know, resolving. I mean, the doctor's there to treat the patient and to put them on a treatment plan to a cure, to resolve their problems. So certainly many times those records are, I guess, you know, drafted in that manner to represent that, when it could very well be that the claim, and that's, you know, it's also the patient's duty to tell the doctor, like you said, what's going on an ongoing basis. It's such a, you know, it's natural for them to go in there and say, oh, I'm doing well, doctor, I'm doing well, and not tell them exactly what's going on.
But what's doing well when you've been seeing the doctor for 6 months, 2 years, 3 years? Doing well is, today my pain is a 4, I'm not a 9. Today I can get out of bed. Today I can walk. Today I can move my arm for 2 hours. Whatever. Doing well is not
it's relative and subjective. And the other thing is that you know, that person, that patient could have been staying away from those activities that cause that pain, that cause that discomfort. So certainly they're going to have a certain feeling of getting better, okay? And but that may not be exactly you know, enough to get them back to work and have their disability claim closed.
So I think the whole point of the claim handling we offer, and a lot of claimants don't realize, they think, oh, I can only get a lawyer if my claim gets denied. And we are one of the few law firms in the country that offer this type of service to advocate for the claimant and protect them. But you know, the greatest benefits is that we're going to look out for you and protect your benefits. We're going to give you future advice so that we can avoid any of the smallest type things that can go wrong to get your benefits denied. And we're going to try to give you the most amount of peace of mind that we can. I often look at it as us being almost insurance on insurance. You know, doing whatever you can to protect yourself. And most affordably, we charge very reasonable rates in order to manage a claim. Because the costs, if your claim gets denied, are significantly more than what it is now to have some, you know, basic legal advice and that kind of protection. So we welcome you to contact us at any time. We will review your claim, we'll review your policy, we'll let you know right away whether or not we think we can assist you, and if we think it would be beneficial for you to have a lawyer advocate for you on your behalf. Thank you for considering our firm.